Assalamu alaikum. I am Muhammad Mahmud Hassan, Assistant Teacher, Agriculture, Greenfield School and College. Dear student of class 7, today I am going to discuss about cultivation process of climbing fish or koi. Climbing fish is a delicious fish. It is very popular among the people of Bangladesh. Climbing fish is found in different water reservoirs like haor, canals, beels, and ditches. The species which is cultivated in Bangladesh has been imported from Thailand. Thai climbing fish is more growing than the local species. Like other fishes, climbing fish inhales oxygen in water through its gill. But when it comes up from water, it can survive in an adverse situation by taking oxygen through its special organ lying under its skin. Climbing fish cultivation is profitable nowadays. Importance of climbing fish cultivation. This fish is delicious and nutritious. There is a great need of climbing fish in the market, and the market price is also very high. It can be cultivated in a less deep pond and very densely. By cultivating this fish, it is possible to fulfill the needs of animal protein in a family. Characteristics of cultivable pond. The pond should be in an open area. It will be good if the pond is in steel loam or clay loam soil. The pond should be with strong and clean banks, and it should in a flood free area. The pond should have the water retention capacity for at least 5 to 6 months. Preparing the pond for cultivation. For cultivating climbing fish in the pond, the following steps should be taken. Bank repair. In case of broken condition, the banks of the pond must be repaired properly. To ensure adequate light in the pond, the branches and boughs of the big trees on the bank should be shortened. Aquatic weed control. Aquatic weed should be cleaned from the pond to make sure that enough sunlight falls on the pond. Besides, weeds free pond helps producing natural feed for fishes in the pond. Removal of predatory and unwanted fishes. Predatory and unwanted fishes must be removed from the pond because the predatory fish eats up the young fishes and the unwanted fish finishes the pond for climbing fish. These fish can be removed from the pond by hauling net repeatedly or by drying up the pond or by using 20 to 30 gram rotenone for every decimal of pond. Application of lime. Lime removes acidity from water and soil. Lime also eradicates the turbidity of water and helps climbing fish prevent its diseases. So, 1 to 2 kg lime should be used per every decimal of pond. Application of fertilizer. Cultivation of climbing fish largely depend on supplementary feed. Still, 7 days after using lime in the pond, 100 gram urea and 50 gram TSP should be used in water for each decimal area should be applied in the sunlight. Release of climbing fish fry. Slanting tones side climbing fish is capable of moving from one place to another by using fin to walk. For this, all the sides of the pond should be enclosed by nylon net before the release of climbing fish fry. The young fishes should be carried cautiously to prevent injuries to them. Before releasing them to the pond, it should be ensured that fry gets adjusted to the pond water. 400 to 500 young fishes can be stocked up in every decimal area of the pond. In such a stocking density, prepared fish must be provided. Feeding system: fish meal, mustard oil cake, rice bran and wheat bran are used in water, and from the mixture balls are made as a food for climbing fish, and then these balls are dropped in some specific places of the pond. Besides, commercially produced fish feed can be collected from the market and given to the climbing fishes. Food should be supplied calculating at the rate of 4% to 8% of the daily weight of a fish. The food should be divided into two halves daily, and one half should be given in the morning and the other in the afternoon. Now I am going to show a documentary on climbing fish or koi. Let us watch.
This is the climbing perch or Anabas testudinus, a native species of the Southeast Asia as well as Africa region. Climbing perch, or also known as climbing gourami and Thai koi, is well recognized for their ability to climb out of water, hence the name climbing perch. This special ability can only be found in a handful of species like mudskippers, lungfish, and walking catfish. These are the species that have been identified to be the first to crawl out of water and colonize land. In some culture, climbing perch is believed to possess mystical power, preventing black magic from entering the house. This belief stems from the ability to live on land without water for days, which then crown them as a special fish. Living in muddy freshwater is never been easier, especially when drought season and water dry out. As a matter of fact, climbing perch could breathe air and survive on land during drought season due to the presence of labyrinth organ, a lamellar plate with thin bones that could absorb oxygen into the blood to be distributed to the body. This extra breathing accessory, which functions like a lung for them, aside from the true gill, is what makes them an exceptional survivor. But another question pops up. How do they walk? Before the evolution of tetrapods that walk by using four limbs, the walking fish like the climbing perch use their front pectoral fins together with actual pores from the gill and those spiny protrusions of their gill plates to push them forward. Hence, they kinda use only two limbs to move around, which is the pectoral fins, instead of four in tetrapods and other terrestrial vertebrates. Climbing perch is one of a highly commercial value fish in the Asia region. They are intensively cultured for food, and some even like them to be rare as pets. With the ability to live in low dissolved oxygen environment, this fish has been in demand in many countries. Being a carnivorous, they are cultivated to be a check and balance for small insects in ponds. In India, Bangladesh, and Southeast Asia, they are commercially farmed as protein source. However, in certain countries like Australia, this species is considered invasive as they could eliminate their native species, and currently, this fish is already walking towards the Queensland Island in Australia when enter the water body from Papua New Guinea. Scientists are concerned about the invasion of climbing perch in Australia as they could be harmful for the bird's population. There are reports that climbing perch could cause choking hazard to the native birds and other fish who try to eat them. This is caused due to their spiny gill cover when they flex them up and get caught down their throat. And surprisingly, there are also cases when children and men choke and die when the fish accidentally slip down their throat. What more interesting facts that you know about climbing perch? Share them in the comment section below.